Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Katana, aka Money Welcome, aka Beat by Katana. And in today's video, it's strictly for the beginners. 5 things I wish I knew when I just started producing. Without wasting time, let's ride. All right. So what's up? So when you go to your screen, the first thing when you launch FL Studio, you're just gonna see wherever. You could see the piano roll, you could see wherever. But wherever you meet there, this is how to navigate them. With all those tools right here, you can navigate wherever you see on your screen. So first thing that you want to do is go to the mixer. This tool right here with its two knobs is the mixer. Now on the mixer, let me just kind of make it a little bit smaller. So on the mixer, you want to go to this first mixer insert, which is called the master output. All right, that's the master boss on the mixer on this tool. So you click it, go to the master, click the master, and you see right here where my mouse is, which says Fruity Limiter. You want to turn it off or just lower it or just delete it. Either do something just lower it, mute it, take it off, whatever. For me, I just like taking it off because I don't want to see it there yet. There's no need for it. So because you're starting your beat up, so you don't want anything to interfere with your frequency. When I say the frequency is, let me give you for instance. Now I'm gonna bring in a loop. Let me just bring in a loop. Um, all right. I'm gonna bring in this loop right now. All right, now listen to this. Let me just time stretch it. Everything in this video is strictly for beginners. Now you need to understand how to use FL Studio and put it at a nice level. All right. Now listen to how this beat sounds without a limiter on. All right. Now when you put a limiter on, it kind of limits the sound. All right. It's a way to kind of control the sound, but you don't want to do that yet because trust me, the music you're making is not only going to be drums and kicks. All right, so you're going to have all the instruments in your song, and so you want to make sure that you're creating a room for them to work together, so you don't want to limit anything from sounding properly. So you want to just take your limiter off, because that's the best thing you need to do. Alright, so taking your limiter off, you're making the original sound of the music cut through your speakers, because your hearing is one of the most important things when you're producing. So you need to listen to what your frequencies are sounding like before you can actually make a very good beat sound good. And these things I never knew when I started, so pay attention. Alright, first you want to do that. Now I'm just gonna lower this so you can hear me clearly. So you want to do that first. So the second thing you want to do is go to this pattern here. This pattern here is very important. Alright, now let's say this thing that I played, I want to put it on pattern 5. I just left, hold, drag up to pattern 5. I want it to be on pattern 5. Alright, now I'm going to paste this stuff on pattern 5, alright, which is track 5. Now on track 1, I want nothing on track 1. Track 2, I want nothing on track 2, which is pattern 2, pattern 3. Now another way you can navigate choosing these patterns is with the number keys close to your right hand. The number keys right there can also navigate you. See, when I press 4 right here, it navigates to 4, and I put on 4, and I go to 6, I put on 6, and I go to 7, I tap 7, I put on 7, tap 8, put on 8, tap 9, put on 9. Alright, see, all the numbers are listed behind each track line. Alright, so why you need to do these things is because it keeps your production playlist arrangements very organized. I wish I knew all these things when I started, but now I know it. I don't even, waste time in applying them because it just keeps your arrangement already organized, even while you're trying to like put every other instruments and every other thing together. It just keeps you organized. So that's the second thing you need to check. So the third thing you need to check is set your tempo. How you want to set your tempo is this point right here, this part right here. You can either left click, hold, drag up for faster tempo, drag down for slower tempo. So that is how it works. Or you want to type in the value, or you want to tap in the value. If you tap it in like this, clicking your mouse, you can tap whatever is in your head. Like maybe you have a melody in your head that says okay, I want the tempo to be on 80 because of what's in my head. You can tap it in. How you do that is right click, go to tap, and you tap. You can tap your tempo in. So whatever you tap here, the value is going to appear up here, which is your tempo. And that is how you sync your tempo in. So that is how you can navigate with your tempos. And the next thing you want to check, which is the fourth thing is this plus tool right here. This plus tool right here can take you into your software bank, or where most of your softwares are. Like you want to navigate and you want to put in a software, maybe like an instrument software now, not an effect software. We're talking about instruments softwares here. So with this, with this plus tool right here, highlighted at the bottom right here, just click it. It takes you into your, your bank, your software bank. Either softwares for mixing effects, or music softwares, which are like your virtual instruments, like the Lounge Lizard and the rest, your bass, your guitars. So that's what that is meant for. When I started FL Studio, I think it started with FL Studio 10 or thereabout. We never had all this features, but for beginners today, you're probably gonna download or get the best upgraded version of FL. So you're probably gonna need all this tools to navigate yourself as a beginner. So the fifth thing you want to check is your stretch to tempo. When you say stretch to tempo, is just say you got a loop. Now you want to bring in this loop. Mind you, this loop right now is not syncing with the tempo that you place up here. The value of the tempo would never match with a loop, because the loop is already something that is played, converted into wave or MP3 before you can get it. That is what a loop is. So if you loop something in to a tempo that you never set, it will never sync. But the only way you can sync it is by clicking on the sample, going to resample, this point right here, click it, go to stretch. When you click stretch, you see this time. You see this stuff just automatically highlighted itself. Let me reset it so you understand what I'm saying. So you resample, you see there's nothing moving right here. Now when you resample, you go to stretch, automatically it's stretching your sample into the time that you set your tempo at. Alright, so this is how you sync your loops into a particular tempo. Alright, this tempo is crazy, but I'm just gonna reduce it to a very reasonable one. Let's say 95. Alright, so now that is what it's gonna sound like, because that is exactly what the tempo is. So you want to increase the tempo, you can increase the tempo. Now 185 is a very sweet point. But now, here the way it's gonna loop. That means it's not gonna loop right. Why? Because the timing is not in the appropriate point. Alright? So you wanna do a time stretch. You wanna grab this knot right here and stretch it forward. Now if it's still not looping properly, that means you need to either cut somewhere on the loop, delete the rest, match this up and put it here. Now it's still kind of lapping. So what you want to do is make sure you treat the end of the loop. Now what I normally do is I go to this magnet tool right here, I click it and I put it on none. When I put it on none, that means there is no timing. Alright, so because if it's not on none, every other thing here is based on a time signature. So if you click any of this, what I'm going to perform right now won't happen. You won't be able to do it properly. So you just put it on none, get a slice tool, slice this point out, delete it. Now stretch the time all the way to the end. If it's not totally aligning, that means you need to keep stretching it. Stretch it way beyond. Not too much, but just maybe just one more gap. Alright, just something like that. Then slice it out. When you slice it like this and take that boy out and you drag, set and repeat it. Now you can repeat it like that until you return from none to line. So you want to make sure you do that before you put it in line. Now let's see how it comes in. Now you see it's flowing properly. So this is what the time stretch tool works for. So this is a loop right now, and now you can, you can add some other elements to your loop right now. Now you want to put a kick, you want to put a drum, just because it's properly on point. You want to drag to number one, pattern number one, and you want to place your kick there. Alright. I'm just messing around, alright? So I just want to show you what it sounds like, you know, do things like that. Alright, so that's it. Yeah. Now that is why you need a time stretch tool. You just click the particular loop, make sure your tempo is already set to where you want the tempo to set, to be set at. Then you just use a stretch and drag this knob until you get a perfect timing. Alright, so if you want to produce, there's 5 things you need to learn first. This is it. With these 5 things, you're ready to start your music producing journey as a newbie in music producing. So without saying too much, just like and subscribe if you want more content like this to come your way. It's your man Katana, aka Almighty Welcome, aka Beats by Katana. Till I see you again, stay blessed. Peace.